Hello, my friends. How are you today? Aaron here, bringing you daily horoscope for Wednesday, the 23rd of December, 2020. We've got the moon moving through the later degrees of Aries. We've got the sun in the early degrees of Capricorn. All right, so we're going to have a couple things going on. At 10 a.m., we've got Mars at 23 degrees, square Pluto at 23 degrees of Capricorn. Okay. And then by 6 p.m. at night, the moon's going to catch up and meet up with Mars, okay? All at the same time, Mercury and the sun are in Capricorn, fresh, new energy in Capricorn, right? Saturn and Jupiter fresh in Aquarius. We're not going to talk about them too much today. All right, new energy. So one thing, Sun in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, all right, stepping up and being the boss. Now remember, again, how the waiter, how the employee deals with the outraged customer versus how the boss or the manager deals with the outraged customer, okay? This is us stepping into our boss authority, okay? And when it comes to Mercury in the sign of Capricorn, okay, it's like we're only going to say what needs to be said right now. We don't want to say things that are going to be hurtful. We don't want to say things that are, it's straight to the point. Now we can also look at this in the sense of like, how firing somebody. Okay. Now it's the boss's job to make ends meet. The employee screws up too many times, repercussions, reprimandation. You know what I mean? So it's just like, this is where, the moon Cancer emotional side of things. It's not that it's not emotional. It's not saying that the boss doesn't care when it verbally has to fire somebody. It's just also doing what's best for the business. So it's communicating those difficult aspects that are necessary, with a non-emotional confrontation. This isn't personal. This is how it is. Okay, so we can really use that Mercury and Sun energy in Capricorn to our advantage this month, and just saying whatever is necessary, not much of an exaggeration, And then let's check it out here. Now, Mars square Pluto. This is the third and final time that this is going to happen. Okay. I like this aspect. All right. And the moon's conjuncted as well, and conjuncted all the way till, past 6 p.m. today. I mean, the whole day, the moon's going to, in this conjunction with Jupiter, or with Mars. All right. Mars is home in Aries, right? It's free to be. It's free to express. This is about me and my journey, and this is bringing emotion into this. Where the Capricorn sign, like we just talked about, is not the emotion, it's the business side of things. Okay, so Mars is a personal planet where Pluto is not. Okay, Pluto is one of the outer planets, right? So Mars and the Moon, personal planets. Planet meaning wanderer. Here in the sign of Aries, this is about self. We have to do self. We must go our own path. We have to do what is right for us. Again, like we talked about yesterday, going toward what feels good, going away from what feels bad. And being able to handle that good, bad, indifference with a sense of personal authority. And this is what Pluto's job is doing right now up here in Capricorn, is making us all aware, of the all-seeing eye, if you will. And especially with this digital age of the internet, everybody's got a phone in their pocket. Everybody, you're falling asleep on the subway, drool hanging out of your mouth. You're caught on the internet, and there's a meme made out of you. You're the Karen yelling at Walmart. You're getting caught on video these days. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but here we go. So there's two sides to that. All right, this is the beauty. All right, North Node down here in Gemini. Two sides to every coin, my friends. Okay, so do we not do something, or do we act a certain way or not act a certain way because we're in public, and the public can see us, and we don't want a bad reputation for ourselves. Okay, so this is one hand. The other side is we don't want to say or do or act this certain way because it's not what aligns and resonates with who we are and what we are trying to create, regardless is if society acts a certain way. So, to jump on that, there was a, something I talked about on this channel earlier this summer. I'd done a couple of these master plan dietas where very very strict diet, and cutting out a lot of things, and one of them was swearing, and I even had to ask people around me not to swear, right? So where swearing is a very, it's a pretty common thing in society, right? And it's a social norm. And to separate self from that very social norm, I don't swear on this channel. There's one thing, but it's just like out in public, sure, of course, it's going to happen. But then to take it out of my vocabulary completely was a challenge. And then to ask peers around me to take it out of their vocabulary when dealing with me was a different challenge in and of itself. So we have this here, and Capricorn is also about creating boundaries, right? So this is about myself, my personal ambitions moving forward, Mars, in Aries, square to my personal ambitions moving forward, me doing me. That's an easy way to look at Mars and Aries. This is me doing me. I'm feeling myself. The moon conjunct Mars and Aries, feeling myself, I'm doing me, I'm feeling myself. Well, is doing me creating waves in public. Is doing me, I can't just go smoke a cigar in the middle of a restaurant. I mean, no restaurants are open, but regardless, you know what I'm saying? That's me doing me. There's laws, rules, order to the public. Order to the mainstream, so we're finding this balance in like, okay, well, what works for us, in public, what works for us not in public, and what works for us because we don't want to get caught saying it or doing it, or what doesn't work for us because we want to change how we are, not necessarily how the world is, but we want to change ourselves and eliminate the swearing or eliminate sugar from the diet, or just because fast food is a common thing doesn't mean I have to eat it, or what I mean? It's any belief as well. When we have the South Node over there in Sagittarius, this is also dealing with beliefs and what we value. Of course, and Venus creating this little sesqui-square to this, right? What is our beliefs and what we value? Well, is our own ego and attitude expression, which it happens to us. You know what I mean? Like we can all feel a certain way inside and then go up into a conversation, and then what comes out of our mouth is completely not what we intended to say, or what is like the authentic aspect inside, right? That of which we value, the higher-minded spiritual self, or that higher kind of conversation, educated conversation, to be able to handle things, and then what comes out is something kind of different. So this is kind of a putting ourselves in check. That square is bringing balance to selves and saying not just doing something because the public eye, but not doing it because it's just simply not good, right? And that's up to us to discern the difference on our own right or wrong, our own good or bad, or whatever it may be. So that is the glory of this beautiful day, my friends. Have a happy Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.